can you get banned for playing literature club? Because I'm pretty sure that has some intense stuff. Oh my god, I just found an argument on Steam just by searching up if I can get banned. Listen to this bullcrap. I'll make it quick. So, it's basically they're talking about banning it. It's a YouTube video that was, I guess, removed. They said, please ban this game. People are K-word themselves from it. Please remove it, Valve. Someone said, you're trolling, right? And they replied, I'd never joke about a serious issue. What about... Okay. Someone replied, what about parents who are not paying attention to their children's? It's their fault. They have to watch what they're doing, not something, because it's hearts. Salvato's one. No waifu, no lifu. Someone said in parentheses, the game had a disclaimer. Didn't stop them from playing it, did it? Well, it's their fault if they can't read a disclaimer on the center of the screen. Victim blaming. Bet you blame women for getting R-word because they asked for it. This disclaimer clearly told that this game can be dangerous. Well, if they're gonna ignore a disclaimer, whose fault is it? The developers for making a game that has shocking themes? Sorry, video games aren't just flashing colors with nothing that makes you think. And this has nothing to do with victim blaming and ignoring a disclaimer are two different things. Wow. People don't take them seriously. Whose fault is it? We don't blame drug dealers for drug users. We blame drug users for using drugs and the dealers for allowing access. I'm bookmarking this. This is funny. Holy crap. It's like Twitter on Steam now. Huh. Because I made a video about, Wait, what? Oh, there's a list of games I can't play. Okay, yeah, let me look at this. I'll bookmark it as well, so I can remember it. Hold on. If you're on YouTube and you're watching, feel free to skip. You can't play, I'm assuming the hot, latte, gotcha there, version of San Andreas. Prohibited games. I can't even see this. Oh my god, let me zoom in. Okay. I'm assuming Omegle's not allowed. Okay. Battle what? No way these games actually exist. Nah. No. What? 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 Oh my god. Well, seems I can play it, but... Jesus Christ, that's extreme. Who honestly sits down and plays video games like that, bro? That is literally weird. Okay, let me check my stream. I'm buffering a lot. Holy crap. Dashy just uploaded. I have 10 new followers in the last month. That's crazy. That's like what? I was gonna say every 2 weeks. That's dumb. That would not make sense. We're almost at 400 views though. So shout out to people who might make that 400 views. That's actually gonna be crazy. I can't wait for 500. I believe my old Twitch channel had 25 in total. If not, probably like 1K or something. Alright, but yo peeps, what's goody? What's good? Welcome back to, excuse me, Danganronpa Happy Trigger Havoc. Trigger Happy Havoc. We're about to figure out who killed Chiaki. I already gotta do this, bro. I kinda forgot how to do it.
Am I blind? Or are we missing someone?
Yo.
Yeah, Toko's not here.
Huh? And Toko is?
You really don't remember?
Come on!
Kidding! I'm only kidding.
How could I forget that little nut job? She's a crucial part of the class trial this time. What are you gonna do? Okie dokie. I'll go ahead and drag her out here kicking and screaming. Just one moment, please.
And just like he said, a few minutes later, he reappeared dragging Toko behind him. I told him I didn't want to, but he forced me. I can't believe you would drag a girl around. Terrible. You're terrible.
Phew. Phew. So now everyone's here, right? Okay then. Hustle onto the elevator and let's get this show on the road. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
So, shall we get going? Time to find out who killed Chihiro. Chihiro Fujisaki. She was so gentle, so calm and meek, nobody had any problems with her. Someone made the choice to kill a girl like that. And that murder is one of us. Someone standing right here. I gave you plenty to work with. Show us how far your logic can take you. I don't know, by whatever.
I guess I wasn't much help at all in this one.
There's something odd about Toko's behavior. I do not think mere shock is enough to explain.
Okay.
very sad.
Miss Fujisaki, I must admit, for being 3D, she was quite remarkable. Of course, just the idea of 3D makes me cringe.
Wow. Shall we begin? I don't know why the killer did what they did, but count on it! I'm sure it'll work itself out. Justice always prevails, right, bro?
Well then, I will uncover the villain who performs such heinous acts on a weaker individual.
You ready? We're doing this?
Hey, come on.
Fucking Toko, man. It's got her so worked up.
You're having a choice, right? Let's do this.
It's true.
Yes. Give a small nod in reply. With one last deep breath, I walk towards the elevator on shaky legs. With each step forward, I can feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. As soon as everyone was on, the elevator began to descend. I couldn't get a handle on my emotions, couldn't stop speculating. Steel box sank with a heavy clunk. Okay. Alright. Unaffected, however, it continued to descend without hesitations. But maybe that's because... hesitation. Maybe that's because it's an elevator.
What do you think? It's redecorated. Isn't it so fresh? Isn't it so exciting?
Don't waste our time with stupid questions. Let's get this over with.
Very nice. Good. You're raring to go. Gotta say, I don't hate it. Not at all.
Well,
Okay then. Let's get this show on the road.
thrills, chills, kills!
Everyone, please find your assigned seats.
And so the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly fate, a deadly class trial. Yes. Going in raw.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay, then. So, first off, let's talk about the murder weapon!
First, we have to make clear what was used to deliver the fatal blow. Locker room dumbbell.
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
What the What?
Chihiro's
Fatal in it appears it was.
According to the Monokuma file, what kind of blunt
I bet it was an iron pipe.
Interesting. That certainly would make for a...
Poor Chihiro.
Why would you...
Chihiro's
Fatal. It appears it was.
According to the Monokuma file, what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
No, that's wrong.
Can we agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell, found at the scene of the crime?
It was covered in blood, and there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell. As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
You looked at her head wound?
Yay! That's so creepy!
No.
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here. Let's move on to discussion of the culprit. Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
Don't you dare.
What? For real?
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide
I
Jack.
was about to say me. Genocide Jack, fiendish serial killer. Did he really kill Chihiro? Villain has been added in non-stop debates. Sure. Lines of white noise. That seems kind of dumb.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible!
That's right.
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on! There's just no proof for it.
No, that's wrong! I might know one reason he could be involved.
What?
I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library. I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth, so let's forget about that for now. More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According to the file, there appear to be two defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
No. It's actually bloodlust.
But more important is the other characteristic, and it's something that has never been made public.
Never made public? What the hell is it?
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
The other characteristic of every Genocide Jack case, which the world at large doesn't know. If I'm not mistaken, it has to do with the positioning of the body.
I got it!
You told me
Apparently,
the answer.
in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way. Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way. So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it? There's only one logical answer I can think of. It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
No fucking way!
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yes, in fact, it's Toko.
What?
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
You lie!
What? Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec. Toko has, like, bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Another riddle. Man,
Why is this gotta be so complicated?
For sure, but I feel like I understand it. It means for Genocide Jack to be Toko, but also to not be Toko. The answer is that she's not just one person, but multiple people, right? Like DID, bro? People gonna get mad that I said that, bro. Oh. Schizo.
Now I understand. Is it because Genocide Jack has a split personality?
Huh?
I think I read that somewhere in the file, too. They thought that the suspect might have... what did they call it?
Yep.
Dissociative identity disorder.
Oh, okay. But still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is...
perfectly acceptable.
Thank you.
Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
Yep. One thing that shows Toko could have been has to do with their behavior. Well, that's two of them.
I got it!
Okay, I got it right.
You're talking about how she started acting totally different than usual, right?
That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up...
I'm fine. I'm fine. Well done there, buddy. I ain't dead.
She must have hit her head real hard when she fainted.
The world has a front and back, a top and a bottom, a fifth and what of life. This is quite concerning. I mean, she sounds completely different.
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
Right.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can handle blood, and one that obviously can.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
I won't let Genocide Jack out control. Drive out the killer. Drive out the murderous fiend.
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
How?
Yeah. How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation. She told me a most interesting story. She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Toko?
This is all a lie. Right, Toko?
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
What?
You promised! I can't believe you lied!
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to. This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale. Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone.
Oh, wow.
But in spite of that promise...
I'm sorry, I couldn't keep our promise. But don't worry, never again. I won't let Genocide Jack have control ever again.
You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me. That's the only reason I promised.
How many times do I have to tell you? I never said that. But you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
I tried. I swear I tried to control it,
But your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
I hate you.
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
The person? You don't mean...
Toko's body suddenly learned, but in the next second...
Well, hello there! Is it me you were hoping to see? What the heck? So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
What the fuck is this?
Toko, what happened to you?
Not Toko, that's a loser name, and what happened is a textbook split personality! So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's faults.
So intense.
Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body!
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie. Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
You're really outing yourself right now, Toko. Really outing yourself. This is the murderous fiend Genocide Jack? This is beyond insane.
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
No.
What's up?
Some of us think you might be the mastermind.
Well, I'll tell you, I am the mastermind of all masterminds! Just kidding!
Then it's not true?
Of course it's not true! How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid! And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless!
Right.
I mean, they just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town!
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people. It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone. Just kidding again!
What?
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death.
No way it's this easy.
There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
Are you kidding?
A motive?
Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed. Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack. If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined. So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
Huh?
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion.
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth!
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Right.
Yeah! I could never believe a word you say, you monster!
But you hung out with... Okay. Maybe she's totally right about that, but something's still bothering me. She said, I need to get more details about all of this.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone!
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking!
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do we need?
I have two. Probably one.
Give it up. You killed her.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone!
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi.
Oh, an alibi, huh?
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely.
What more proof? With him. He literally...
Give it up. You killed her.
Told me about Genocide Jack, so it's not that
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone!
You say that, but do you really expect any...
Perhaps if you had an...
Oh, an alibi!
When you compare your modus operandi... What more proof?
Still.
Give it up. You killed her.
Oh my god.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone!
You say that, but do you really expect any of...
Perhaps if you had an...
Oh,
an alibi!
When you compare your modus operandi... What more proof? Give it up. You killed her.
How do I put on the silencer?
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone!
Shoot!
Oh no.
Sorry, but I didn't...
You say that, but do you really
Perhaps if you had an alibi,
it doesn't make
that
sense,
would
but
change things.
okay.
Oh, an alibi, huh?
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do we need?
Give it up. You killed her.
Oh my god, I hate this.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone!
You say that, but do you really
Perhaps if you had an...
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely.
No, that's wrong!
What does that even mean?
Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that. I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How's it any different?
Uh-oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you! I murder with passion and conviction.
Wow.
I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things.
Really telling everybody about this, huh?
Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything. But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee. This is no creation of mine.
Let me rephrase that, in a way that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Oh, there's one clear difference between the murders and the photo from the other Genocide Jack cases. Look at the neck and stomach. Here you'll see a clear difference. This is really gonna cost me, isn't it? It's probably the style.
I got it!
Oh!
For one, the cause of death is different. In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way.
Oh, one in the head,
According to
too,
the
I never
case
saw
file,
that.
they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors. But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Maybe they don't.
Yes.
Maybe Jill doesn't have scissors,
different
bro.
from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without
What if
fail
she doesn't
to
have
suddenly
scissors,
change their
Makoto?
method?
Oh my god.
And there's more.
Can
One
someone
more
please call him out on
conflicting
this?
detail.
That's right! In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce!
Could you please stop comparing killing people to cooking?
So, are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
That's right. The second difference is related to how she was suspended. Through their hands. I'm making this guy sound like an idiot now just because of what he said, bro. Here you'll see a clear difference. Oh, look, I got half a heart. That's cool. Time is running out.
I got it! Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her?
An extension cord.
They used some kind of rope to hang her up
Extension
by her
cord.
wrists.
I'm calling it.
What is your point?
It was a cord.
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them.
A cord. So it's gonna.
Specifically,
Let me guess.
pairs
It's gonna
of
bring
razor-sharp scissors.
back to Tagami.
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement! Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use. And you know what else? Big Mac said there's two differences, but he's wrong.
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
No, I
Listen
think
up, Big Mac. There's
she's
actually
referring to
one
the
more
big guy.
difference.
Huh?
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in
Surprised
each
it's not
Genocide
Pokemon.
Jack case. There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
A pattern?
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
she wasn't a... Okay. The names of every victim, what you'll notice is... What? I think I figured it out. I know I should have killed Chihiro. Because Chihiro was her... What the... No, I hope not. Because Chihiro was her friend. Chihiro was a girl.
I got it!
Oh!
Is it because Chihiro was a girl?
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
Yeah, wow.
What are you talking about?
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
Kinarada, 32. Tetsuhiro Honda, 17. Shoji Gakko, 23. Kano Isai, 14. 14? 14 though? Which one is that? Oh, it's the one on the bottom right, isn't it? On the right, huh? Takashi Yoshida, 30. Kamatsuna Taro, Takafumi Gono, Uchida Nohia, Takashi Masamu, Yudo Umejima. There was no end to it.
They were all guys?
That's right! The people I kill with such
How do you know
passion
that
and
just from
conviction are all adorable
names?
little men!
Yeah, and 14-year-olds apparently.
I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
You're a pedo at this point, Jill. I just want you to know that.
The hell is wrong with
You
you?
called a 14-year-old boy cute. That's kind of strange.
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl! And the mopey side of me just hates it! But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam!
So, since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, You wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid. I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely, when you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Quiet, lowly cur!
Lowly cur?
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect!
That does make some amount of
I
sense.
literally said that.
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors.
Chihiro's body.
Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school?
Hey, but you're kind of dumb too. Should have hit you right in the gut for that. Also, let me look back because I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, I guess that'd be obvious.
Any
yeah.
scissors?
I don't know what I was gonna say.
I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set.
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
You don't know that.
Are you sure about that?
Huh?
Da, da, da!
Oh.
She's fully equipped!
Stab the big
That's
guy.
right! So I can kill anywhere, anytime!
Wow.
Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side?
Wow.
Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong! You can't, can you? Gutter dogs, all of you!
Wow.
Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot. So rope's totally out of the question anyway!
Fair point.
I have no idea what's going on anymore! Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
Yeah. That's why we figured it had to be the real deal and not some copycat killer or whatever.
Actually, hold on. There is one person. Tagami. Copied the genocide Jack cases. Tagami. He's heavily interested in it, bro. It's me, guys. I select you.
Here's my answer. Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus, you'd already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
Are you saying Mr. Togami
Shut
did
up.
it?
I hope this guy dies, bro.
Then, the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was...
a cover-up.
because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
So, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it! The adorable glasses man was behind it all! Oh, I'm on fire!
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me. Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
Looking back and thinking about it now, the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
And the locker rooms. It's suspicious. Very suspicious indeed. Wouldn't you agree? Huh? Suspicious? Seems nobody searched the locker rooms. I'll start with the girls' locker room. He immediately, knew.
You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy...
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say? The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
On the contrary, there's something very strange.
Okay then, what's so strange about it? Go ahead, share with the rest of the class.
Are you really gonna make me select? I don't know what's going on. There's a clear contradiction in what Bayaki just said. You need to make it clear to everyone. No one knows what that is, and non-stop debate. You'd like to hear more. Sure. Next we're gonna add something called a truth flashback. If you aim at a weak spot and hold down the triangle button, you'll memorize that weak spot.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kinda weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
You absolutely take it! That's a natural reaction for any guy!
No.
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
Oh my god. Please. Someone kill that guy. What?
So, you said Byakuya was acting kinda weird before we found... But he was acting weird...
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker...
That's a natural reaction for...
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl.
Shoot!
So, you said Byakuya was acting kinda weird before we found the body.
Oh, I'm supposed to hold it.
Shoot!
So, you said Byakuya was acting kinda weird before we found the body.
But he was acting... If you're presented with the opportunity...
That's a natural...
The victim was Chihiro, who was... So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
Okay.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kinda weird before we found the body.
What the hell?
Shoot!
Stupid. This is actually stupid. This is stupid. What is that? What is that? I don't care. Yeah. Let me try again.
I refuse to give up yet!
Yes.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kinda weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check...
That's a natural reaction!
The victim was Chihiro.
No, that's wrong! I'll tell you what's so strange about that. Because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was. So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak.
Huh?
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us.
What's with Byakuya's attitude? It's like he doesn't even care. Got him cornered, but he's acting like he has nothing to
What's
do.
the matter? You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it.
He's literally playing us.
There is. I think.
There is more to it. Think about it. We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents.
Why is bro looking so surprised?
The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
Why does she look surprised? What's going on here? In this case, another Genocide Jack murders. There's Byakuya responsible. Is it in there? What could it be? Oh, library desk going up. Let's go.
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right! It absolutely was!
Was it really?
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
Mother.
Obviously, somebody else must have had it hidden away somewhere.
What? The difference between the case? You want me to explain? When I want to kill, and I use those same. But Chihiro, it was some kind of.
That's right! Then there must be something.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
No, that's wrong!
I lost a lot of seconds there, bro.
Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before. Because, you see, that rope, or should I say, that extension cord?
What? An extension cord?
Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time
Toko also probably saw it.
went missing after the murder. And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
And Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this? I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message.
Wow.
I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it.
Wow.
Is that about right?
Oh, I thought he was actually confessing. He's doing it again. He's totally calm, totally unconcerned. What? As if he's not even involved. Wait, not even involved?
What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
Byakuya.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
What?
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more.
Huh? Do we really need to? We've already decided who did it.
I know, but still, there's something that's still bothering me.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime.
Wow.
Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath. What about all that bothers you?
What was that just now? Something's not right. Chihiro's body was definitely found in the girls' locker room. But does that mean Can I really just accept what Byakuya said as the truth? No, I don't think so. Definitely something off about what he said. It's probably the first one. Yep, okay, well. I don't freaking know. Huh?
Shoot!
No! I pressed down 2 times. This is actually stupid, man.
I got it!
Oh, now
You say you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right? But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
How disappointing. What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown. She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that. How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Well,
Posters.
I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene?
That's done.
That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
I believe I do.
Hey, Byakuya, did I just take you off guard? Story suddenly moved to the crime scene, Byakuya, who had been confident up until now. Maybe Byakuya never even realized the actual scene of the crime could have been somewhere else.
Don't just move on without permission! What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
I got the proof. Come on, Makoto. There's shows the murder took place somewhere else. Okay. Wow. I wonder what. The locker room dumbbell. No. Freaking, where is it? Yeah.
I got it! The proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Your proof is some posters?
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big-boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange?
Are you judging Makoto?
Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Meanwhile,
That's not even
the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado. Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Protein coffee?
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet. But I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
I got it! The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Then, does that mean that the carpets were switched too? But why would anyone do that?
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible, don't you think? What? In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the blood-stained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Huh?
Why would they go through all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place? To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device. But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room. She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
I highly doubt that.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
You can... It's okay to borrow the nut, whatever it was called. Not... whatever.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I've got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook! She was the ultimate programmer, after all. I'm sure that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
No, that's wrong.
Let's go.
No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
Yeah.
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup. Hit the nail square on the noggin.
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
Psst! You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring.
Wow.
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook...
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just... wrong?
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So I guess so.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
Is that it then? Chihiro was killed in the girls' locker room and Byakuya is the one who did it? Really? Still, I don't know what else I can do.
Hold on a second. I agree with you, though. I think you're on the right track.
What the... You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say? There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So...
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
What?
What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Wait. Just what do you think you're doing?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting? Well, all right then. I declare an official class trial recess.
For real?
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
So before I even knew what was happening, the class trial had been put on hold. We headed off with Kyoko in the lead. Where she took us was... And we're back here.
The girls' locker room?
We've already searched this place top to bottom! What are you trying to pull, Missy?
Maybe the lockers.
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time.
Okay. You want to check it again?
Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
No, it's
Examine her carefully? Like using our hands?
No, wait! It's
Go.
probably
Leave.
best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
What? Don't say it like that. You
It's
seem
not
weird.
that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just... based on religious grounds, you know?
Very well. I'll do it.
Okay.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys
It'd be
do
better
it.
for a girl to touch a dead girl's body, not a dude. A dude, bro.
No, it's okay. I think
'Cause y'all
Chihiro
think
would
that's
rather have a
actually
girl
weird.
examine her.
Yeah.
So just leave this to me.
What are you saying?
Sakura.
She said that she was a lesbian girl. Me too.
What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about? That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
She won't mind. She is dead.
Be sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Her entire body? I know you say that, but...
That's really weird.
What? This is... What is this?
Different murder weapon?
What is it?
Not possible. It's not possible.
What? Sakura's eyes are staring wildly at Chihiro's lifeless form. Her massive frame trembled.
This girl is
what?
Is a boy!
Ah, I see. So she was actually a he. Interesting. Thank you for confirming this fact.
So... How?
What? You're joking, right?
Ow. Ow. Hello? Hey. Hello? What's going on here?
I wouldn't joke about this.
She does look like...
Then...
She's not joking.
It's really true?
I hope...
Chihiro was... a guy?
But why is he wearing
what?
that?
You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat.
What?
Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
He was a cross-dresser? Oh, I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting. Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting. Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial. Ahem. I do apologize
Wow.
for keeping you waiting.
So that's my fault for
Now
not
then,
noticing?
let's resume the class trial. We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
I take back what I said about liking them.
And because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room. And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
This is the most titillating situation!
So now everything has been
off?
connected.
Are you gonna explain?
All
to
the
Kami?
mysteries have finally
Why are you
become
examining
clear.
him like that?
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
That's actually crazy.
Very interesting. This has become very interesting indeed.
He's off in his own little world.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned,
Without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
What? But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it. And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy. If you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking,
Maybe he's a good
huh?
actor.
Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons.
Maybe he has this
but
whole thing planned and he wants you to think
it's
that.
fine.
Dude.
I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
Mark it as correct?
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
Go ahead, find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say? Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
no, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility. Because if we're wrong, we all die here.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
Damn straight. Count me in.
Do you not have a mind of your own?
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
I was about to say, if you make me... I was about to say, bro, if you make me actually choose... The killer's a guy.
I got it!
Okay, y'all like telling us stuff we already know, bruh. Yes. 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 Wait, no. Wait, what? Huh? Celeste's again. Oh, I forgot what it was.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but
that might have been it.
Did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the killer. And it's not like they're just gonna turn themselves in. Game over, man! Game over!
Yeah! No! Not game over!
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it? Shoot! Isn't there a single clue?
Well, clues are one. Did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they...
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
Shoot!
This sucks.
Isn't there a single clue? Well,
did nobody get...
I'm sure if someone saw the...
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might...
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the...
No, that's wrong. I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
Now that you mention it, yes, I did see him.
Huh? Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this. The rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse. I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
A track jacket and a duffel bag? But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
Well, I'd better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry. But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Maybe he always went to the freaking
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
And he took the boys.
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted
locker.
whoever he was meeting with very much. Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
I think.
Oh, what a marvelous friendship! The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
No. You already have what you need to make the connection.
Huh?
You know who the killer is.
Seriously?
Who is it? Who's the killer?
Don't tell me.
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of.
Okay.
Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
Are you sure about that?
I'm praying it's not who I think it is. Chihiro was in the cafeteria talking to Taka, or the shouting guy, or whatever. No, it was Hina. It was Asahina, or Aoi, whatever. And Mondo. It's blurry to me, so I wonder if Mondo said he'd work out with Chihiro, or is that someone else? Is that someone else? I think it was Sakura. I might be wrong. No, Mondo said something about bro. Like,
you really think we can figure out who did it based on two pieces of evidence that we don't have?
Bros or something. So I think he actually probably did.
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
I don't...
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say.
If it gives me the option, I'm not selecting them.
But fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
Chihiro's track jacket really holds some clue about the killer.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it!
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
No one asked about that,
I don't
Mondo.
even have
Come
a
on.
tracksuit. Because exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you
What
must
does
know.
Celeste account tell
Did
me about
any
this?
of that?
Can I look at this truth bullet? Or anything, though? What is this about? On the night of the murder, before nighttime, Chihiro spotted leaving the warehouse. Seems from blue. I thought it was a duffel bag, seemingly she was on her way to exercise. But the clothes were not found at the crime scene, so I have not told anyone other than Makoto about this encounter.
really help us get
What
any
does this have to do
closer
with
to
anything?
figuring out
I have
who
to
the
risk all my
culprit
lives
is?
for this? Really?
No way. Not a chance.
What?
You heard him, right? What he just said without even realizing it?
Wait,
First
run
of
that
all,
by
he
me.
was on his way, so next week, why did he choose?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it!
He picked that.
It matched the one the cult.
So, what you're saying is the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a
Was it
tracksuit,
that?
because exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit, personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit is?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right?
Was
What
it
he
that?
just said without even realizing
What
it?
was weird about what he said? Okay.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was.
He was on his way, so next we have. Why did he choose?
What do you mean,
I got it! It matched the one the culprit was wearing!
So, what you're saying is the killer was wearing the same blue
Wait,
tracksuit
no.
as...
Oh, no, that's wrong. Hold on a second, Mondo. What did you just say?
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said...
I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then I assume he headed off to exercise.
She never said anything about the jacket's color. So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
What are you... You just...
Hey, Celeste. What color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
No. Don't
As
say.
a matter of fact, it was blue.
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any
You
of
said
this
it in
was
the
you.
trial. Stop.
Then,
You're
Mondo,
you're messing
how
with
did
me.
you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Because I just...
He saw him walking there.
I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
No, that can't be it.
No.
The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our
No, it's
investigation.
not him. You can't do that to
Then
my
the
boy.
only reason
no.
he could have known what color the
Stop.
tracksuit was
Stop. Why are y'all killing
is
everyone
if
online?
he saw
Stop.
Cherry with it before he died! That's the only possibility!
Who's that?
Cherry? Are you talking about Chihiro? So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Are you gonna I wanna cut off
Just
that
by
tongue,
chance.
bro.
I just happened to see it last night. He walked past me, and he was carrying
Yeah,
the tracksuit in his hands.
Okay, yeah. That makes
No,
sense.
that can't be it either.
No.
According to Celeste's testimony,
She stuffed the jacket into her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. And just like that, she was gone.
when Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
It would appear you dug your own grave.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did.
Yeah.
Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Alright, Takami.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew who did it, to put them on edge.
That's right. However, Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
But why? What made you so suspicious?
That's a good question.
How am I supposed to know him? How am I supposed to know this, huh? I don't know.
There was a certain turning point that tipped me off. Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend often to refer to him as Dude. Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
You noticed such a tiny detail?
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful!
No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
Mondo, was it really you? Did you really kill Chihiro?
Treat me like a goddamn criminal!
Mondo.
Yeah! He would never do something like that! This is a false accusation!
This hurts.
It's true. My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
Okay.
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of leads.
My time has... That's what my little ghost friend...
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you'd found some evidence?
Really? What kind of evidence?
Actually, you know, now that I'm thinking about it here calmly, it might not be all that relevant.
Jeez, does your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
If you really insist, then, here it is.
What do you have there?
A handbook.
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
Found it on the ground, right? It must have belonged to... I don't know. What? I don't know. Is Chihiro... Wait, what happened to Chihiro's? Wait, was Chihiro's broken?
Shoot! I got it! We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
For a fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so
Monokuma
fragile.
said that.
You're right. They're not. They're totally waterproof and shock
But there was a
resistant.
weakness
It would
about
take
it.
an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall. For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere?
If no one picks up on
How
this.
precisely did the handbooks get broken?
The handbook. Right. By hitting its weak point.
I got it! You already told us before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
You remember that? Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession, then...
Then we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
You're asking me?
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, That would be very not good.
Just tell us already. Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example? Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is... when it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break!
I flippin' knew it!
You knew it?
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna.
The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh? It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin. If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Wow, interesting. I learned one new fact today.
That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna,
wow,
then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
So Mondo did that to test.
Meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
So it was
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Indeed. Quite the mystery.
What if they found out by accident?
What do you mean by accident?
Why would he kill Chihiro?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke? They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that? I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
I might know someone who did.
Whoa! Seriously?
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
Don't. They might have brought their handbook into the sauna. Maybe the one who wore it all the... No. No! It's me, guys. No, it's you. It's you. You're sus, guys. It's him. Yep. Right.
Shoot!
Oh, come on. I have to. I'm sorry, bro.
Here's my answer! Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What?
Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember? And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on. But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill. I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you
can. Then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Right. Well, that's cap. That is cap. I can smell the cap from there.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook—
Why?
Wow, my internet, wow. Wow, that's cool. Wow. Love that. Wow. I love that. Every episode, huh? This is what it's coming down to now?
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is
I'll just
actually
start up another
broken,
stream
then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
I swear to God. Let me start another stream. Bye, guys.